What's up, family? It's your boy D.GRAY back doing this thing we like to do. You know how we get down. I'm going to introduce my boy again to you guys, Mr. Frank Nitty Lax. Go ahead and say what's up, Frank.
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's going on, ladies? How y'all doing? This is Big Frank Nitty. I'm just going to come to you like this, baby. You know I got to get down.
Came from the jungle, wake it, don't sleep. Rumble, young man, rumble, wake it, don't speak. To the police, gorillas, our killers, gorillas. Killers.
How we doing,
Yo,
baby?
we coming to y'all on this Sunday afternoon.
Gorillas, our killers.
Yeah. What's up, peoples? How y'all doing on this gorgeous Sunday NBA All-Star weekend? What's up, D?
You been watching it? You been watching it?
Nah, man, I've been kind of a little busy today, but me and my boy Chris, we're gonna go and watch it.
Yeah, after we get done here, I'm gonna cook and I'm gonna go in there and check it out a little bit. But first of all, before we get into the fun stuff, because we're gonna talk about the All-Star game here in a little while, but let's first talk about some important things. Let's talk about some grown folks stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Last week we alluded to something that got left out of the last production. And I think it's important for us to talk about this because you and I do not agree on this. This is something that you and I do not agree on. So what I want to do is I want to engage it. Okay. So let's talk about vaccinations. You had alluded to the fact that people need to be getting vaccinated, and I don't necessarily agree. I want you to start this discussion off, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Well, it's funny you said that because tomorrow at 08:45, the Veterans Administration is going to give me my first vaccine. And I can't wait, really. Yeah. I think why we disagreeing with this whole thing is I don't really talk about it much, but I do have a kidney issue.
True.
So
True.
My kidneys are not working. So if I get out here and catch COVID-19, bro, I'm probably a goner. So right. I need to put up a shield, bro, around my body. And the best thing to do now is just get this vaccine and help me, at least, bro, if it don't kill me, you know what I'm saying? At least I won't die.
I got you. I hear you.
That's the biggest thing. And then, bro, this is my thing. This is where I really thought that me and you should have agreed to this because, bro, when we both was in the Army, we have had so many vaccines. You don't know what these people done gave us.
Word.
And now in 2021, you're going to worry about a vaccine? You're going to really worry about a vaccine in 2021? And in 2005, I caught Legionnaire's pneumonia.
Yeah, I remember that.
I believe that Legionnaire's pneumonia is close to COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I thought I was about to die, bro.
Right.
I take all precautions now. I take the ammonia shot every 5 years, and every year I take my flu shot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get you.
So, I'm just an advocate about this vaccines, bro.
I got you.
Yeah.
So I get that. And I think that anybody that has some health issues where their immune systems or anything else might be compromised, that might be smart for them to do. But for those of us.
Let me say this one thing. Let me say this other thing. I'm around my mother a lot too.
That's another thing to think about.
I would hate to give her this COVID-19.
Right.
By me being careless and not taking this vaccine.
I got you.
So I think that's what a lot of people got to look at. You got to look at the people you're surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You got to look at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things you have to look at when you talk about this vaccine.
Right.
Go ahead.
I get what you're saying, and these are things to think about. But my issue comes in with it's devastating the Black community. We have historically been very cautious about allowing people to do stuff to us because we know that we have become guinea pigs for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced you said something earlier about when we were in the Army, they were shooting us up with stuff and we didn't know what that was either. But with age comes wisdom. And sometimes, back in the late 80s, early 90s, when we were in the service, we trusted government a little bit more. But now with the advent of the internet, we can kind of research things a little more and understand our history and how the medical industry has treated us kind of crappy. You understand?
Yeah, and what's crazy is they letting the military soldiers, the soldiers now, I think they're gonna let them decide if they want to take this vaccine.
Yeah,
that ain't
gonna last long if that's the case.
That's what I say.
The Army's gonna dictate that. But let me finish this thought real quick.
Go ahead.
So now what happens is think about this. Somebody said, well, you take aspirin, you really don't know what that is. You take these other medicines, you don't really know what that is. But the thing about it is those have histories. These have histories. Ibuprofen has a history. The flu shot has a history. This thing came out a few months ago, like a mixtape. So we don't really even know, what this nonsense is. So I don't want to really get into the conspiracy theory portion of it. I think I need, like we talked about last week, I need more data. I need more time to understand what that's going, because it just came out and people standing in line to get shots. I'm a little skeptical. I'm not telling nobody, listen, hold on. I'm not going to tell people not to get it. Get that thing if you feel like you need to get that thing. Me personally, I need more data, man. I need more. I'm not comfortable with it. But do what your doctor tells you to do. You do let your conscience be your guide. That's all I got to say.
Well, there's 3 of them: Pfizer, Moderna,
right,
and Johnson & Johnson.
Now, ain't none of them owned by no Negroes.
No, I'm not taking the Johnson & Johnson, but I'm going to Pfizer or Moderna. I'm going to take one of those. I mean, like you said, we ain't got to discuss this any further, but
I got you.
Tomorrow morning, 0845, my brother, I'll be standing in that line getting my shot.
And 0845 in the morning, I'll be sitting around making videos for the Army somewhere. I ain't getting no shot. So let's move on to the next subject.
No doubt.
So the next subject, we want to talk about inside the NBA, because it is All-Star weekend. And something happened this past weekend, and I think this is what you and I were talking about, where LeBron and who's the other captain? Kevin Durant. They were choosing players and ended up choosing the Utah Jazz players last. But it just so happens that the Utah Jazz had the best record in the NBA right now. They playing the best basketball.
Right.
Your boy LeBron said something that I thought, everybody loves LeBron, but LeBron says some pretty ignorant shit, for lack of a better word, that even growing up, nobody was picking, none of the Jazz players when they was playing 2K or whatever they was going to play.
Hey, bro, that's not ignorant. That's facts, bro.
Okay, but come on, man.
Bruh, listen.
This is real basketball, bro. That was ridiculous.
Okay, let's say it like this. No, that's not. That's kind of, bruh. Let's say it like this. Growing up, and you be on the court 5-on-5 as a little kid or 3-on-3. You had your boy that wanted to be Michael Jordan. I wanted to be Charles Barkley. I ain't never heard nobody say they want to be Karl Malone, bro.
Yeah, Karl Malone don't want to be Karl Malone.
I ain't hear nobody say they want to be John Stockton.
I don't mean no disrespect, man. I'm not a super Jazz fan, but I think your boy Donovan Mitchell, he's the truth, bro.
Yeah.
Gobert's the truth, bro. These dudes ain't no scrubs, bro. And for them to say some shit like that, I think that's goofy, bro.
But this is why I fell in love with the Golden State Warriors, because, bro, them Thundercats came to prove something.
Right.
And you got to think about it. The Jazz went out on their shield last year.
Word is born.
I believe now that. This year, bro, they got something to prove. And they doing good. Even Mike Conley. Mike Conley went to he made the All-Star team.
Right.
Donovan Mitchell
and Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. So, man.
Yeah, I just think this whole Utah, super white Utah thing that's got the NBA all in an uproar is kind of dumb. You know, it's predominantly white, but they are the most rabid basketball fans on the planet. This is a good place for to come and develop your skills. I just think to say we're not going to choose some of the best players in the league with the best record because historically they come from an all white freaking state. I think that was kind of goofy. I think that's some ignorance. It's kind of hating too. It's kind of they were hating a little bit. Mm-hmm. So
well, like you said, Donovan McNabb, he really took offense to that. And he took offense to them referees.
Donovan Mitchell.
Excuse me, not McNabb, Mitchell. Mm-hmm. And he took offense to them referees too.
That's right.
He got fined $20,000 and Gobert got fined $25,000.
And they normally don't open their mouths. Normally they don't say it.
That's not those kind of players, bro.
Like I told you, I'm not a super huge Jazz fan for my personal reasons, but I will tell you this: I hope they make it to the finals. I actually, because they're not getting the respect that they deserve, I kind of hope they take it. I really do. I really hope they get it together and they underestimate them, and then Utah get their first one, and then I can go back to not really caring for the Jazz after that. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So let's move on. Move on.
Hey, but hold on. Listen, okay. Hey, I'm just waiting till next year, bro. When my boy Clay come back and Steph is healthy and Dre healthy and them new Thundercats, because I think we need another one of these.
Oh, this nigga done brought out a little ring. When did you become a Golden State fan?
Since Steph
came out of Davidson. Okay, you ain't like a Brooklyn Nets.
I'm not really. I like that, bro. That's tight.
I should bring over my Super Bowl rings. I got my Super Bowl rings for the Cowboys over there too.
Hey, there you should. But
I'll do that next.
I'm not really convinced with the Nets, bro.
Why not?
I think they got a lot of holes in their game.
Tell us why.
Me and my boy were just talking. They did pick up Blake Griffin. Now, Blake Griffin might be a good piece for them because he don't have to do a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So that gives them a 3. That gives them a nice 3.
Yeah, but he would be more of a 6-man, he's not going to score, 20 points a game anymore.
No, he probably get him about 16,
14. About 16 and some boards.
Yeah.
That's about it. He's a little long in the tooth too. He's kind of old, nigga.
He is. And he hasn't got one dunk yet this whole year.
Because them knees, nigga.
Yeah. All right, move on, brother.
Let's move on to the next thing, baby boy. The last thing you and I want to talk about today, we was talking about something a little bit earlier this week. We were talking about black men. And the fact that I feel like there's a war against black men out here. We also talked about the black family. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what do you think that there's a war against black men? And tell me how you think that is. What does that look like? Because I have my own opinions as to what's going on with that.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. Back when I was growing up as a teenager, I think we discussed this before.
Right.
Every black family I know had a father.
Right.
My boy Big John Williams had a father.
Right.
My boy Stephen Bradley had a father. I had a father in our household.
Right.
And Jim Martinez had a father. Joe Copeman had a father. It was just, bruh, all my boys had fathers.
Right.
And they were in the household.
That's right.
And you got to think about it. A lot of these men were Vietnam veterans. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And my philosophy, this whole thing, me being in the military and knowing how the VA treats our people, mm-hmm. They came out of Vietnam War and they went down to the VA and they wasn't getting that help they should have got, bro.
That's right.
Because they was out there over there in another country, bro, and things wasn't right. I mean, them brothers was doing drugs. They were doing heroin, cocaine over here because blood. That's what they was feeding them guys. And they came back to the States, wasn't getting the help they needed. And where did they go? To the streets.
That's right.
They went to the streets, and most of them started hanging out. Most of them started going into drugs, getting into alcoholism. And then here you go, the families are starting to split up because your dad is out there doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing.
That's right.
And I seen it, you know?
And so what you have is you got your women becoming the man, the father and the mother, right? And so no disrespect to females, they start taking on traits that maybe they shouldn't. They start acting in certain ways that, you know, that we say, I hate to say it, but sometimes, you know, women, they have their own emotions and they deal with emotions differently than a man, I feel like should, you know. So that's when you start picking up the traits from your mother because she's trying to play two roles. She's not built to play both roles. The worst thing that ever happened to us was that phrase, strong Black woman, because what that they you could be a strong Black woman, but it took on this bigenderal, I just made up a word, I think, bigenderal connotation where they had to be the man and the woman. So it's kind of confusing to a young Black man. And the other part of this is they've started making being a masculine person. They wanted to put that toxic at the front of it whenever you start trying to act like the man you were created to be. So, and I think it does come from the fact that the men have left the homes. There's a whole reason why I believe that happened. And that's another podcast for another day. It's not just because men are deadbeats. Black men are not deadbeats. I think that there's something more I don't know, societal that has happened purposefully that has split up the Black home.
Well, of course, because back then, bruh, heroin was out there. So we had our Black men out there doing heroin.
And who put it out there? Who put it out there?
The government. And they was out there drinking alcohol.
Why? Because they didn't have no jobs.
Exactly.
Who's not giving them jobs?
Now, in 2021, all of a sudden heroin is a problem.
It's been a problem.
It's been a problem.
It's been a problem. You know?
Now all of a sudden it's a problem because it's in the white neighborhood.
Well, it's the opiates. Now it's opiates.
Right.
And it didn't become a problem until it got to the white neighborhoods. You understand?
Because they want to feed you a handful of Skittles. That's why I call these pills. They want to give you a handful of Skittles and tell you, oh, take this for the pain.
That's right.
And then they don't want to give you no more of them Skittles. So now you out here in these streets and you using heroin to try to help you with the pain. And it's cheaper.
It's cheaper. You're right. It's cheaper because it's on the street and you can get it anytime you want. Let me tell you, this is kind of off topic, but you know what a doctor told me one time? You say that about them giving you a bunch of Skittles, but you know that they underprescribe Black people all the time. People need to look out there and get online and look this up. They underprescribe Black people all the time. They think we don't feel pain like the rest of the world. I had a doctor tell me when I was having back pains that he wasn't going to give me any opioids. And I said, I didn't ask you for any opioids. I don't even know why you said that.
Right.
But if I needed the damn codeine or the opioids, why wouldn't you give it to me? Because I know there's a bunch of desperate housewives out here in Utah that could open up a damn candy store with them Skittles that they I'm telling you right now, they're out here selling them to one another.
Yeah.
But they do also underprescribe. But that's a whole podcast for another day, people. So, but right, you're right. So it's easier to get it on the street because they don't need a prescription. So they can just go out there and deal with their pain that way. So that's back to the topic. I think that what's happened to our Black families is we are absolutely pulling the so-called African-American man out of the mix. We are definitely vilifying them to some degree, to where they're not even, anytime you try to flex as a real man, as a real black man in this country, you are considered toxic or abusive. And it doesn't take much to be called abusive, believe you me. You raise your voice, you're abusive if you're a black man. That's why they always tell you to calm down.
Yo, bro, I get that all the time. I'm 6'2", 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
I probably weighed about 285.
Right.
And I got that deep commanding voice.
Word.
I was in the military.
Word.
Oh, Mr. Lax, you need to calm down.
Shoot.
What do you mean, calm down? I'm not doing nothing.
Hey, wait. And I'll throw a hissy fit in a minute and get to talking crazy like this and talking like that. Hey, people look at me like you need to calm down, Negro. I'm like, I'm not even yelling at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not even yelling at you. I'm always being told to calm down. And if I start doing this, talk like this.
Yeah.
So that's what's happened to us. And then on top of everything else, bruh, the effeminizing of black men. There's a video coming out by this guy named Tariq Nasheed. I can't wait for this video to come out. It's called Buck Breaking. And I want me and you to watch this video, and we're going to do a breakdown on it. I personally believe they're trying to effeminize black men. They're trying to buck break us, bruh. You understand? I am totally convinced. Black women have a fight with us. They're with us. They're trying to separate us. They're trying to make us the villains with them when we shouldn't be the villains with them. Right? And then they're also trying to make us out to be the ones that are committing all the crimes, committing all the murders, committing all the, and we're deadbeats and we're lazy. On top of that, bringing other black races in to replace us. Don't get me started, man. We'll be here for another hour. But I think there's an issue. I guess we recognize the issue. What do you think? What do you think the fix is?
Black men need to stand their ground. I mean, they need to get back in their households and stand up and be a man. Right. You need to raise your young men and your daughters. Be there for your daughters. You have to be there for your family, bro. It's all about being a family man. I mean, bro, you can always go back and look. And when people seen families going to church or families doing stuff together, bro, it made a big difference. You don't see that no more that much.
Yeah, you ain't got to, bro. It's about believing in something other than being, what is it? Being attracted to something more than ratchet shit.
Yeah.
It's really basic values, man. And honestly, it's not totally a black man's fault. There's some other forces out there, but there's some personal accountability out there. When I see young dudes out there posting pictures with our sisters with their asses all out. Yeah. You posting a picture of your sister with her, not literally, but you understand what I'm saying, with her ass out and talking about pick one. You're a goofball. You're a goofy. And then wonder why they don't take sisters serious. And they don't take your dumb ass serious.
And have you noticed what society is doing now? Like, just say like hip hop. All right, this is another podcast, but they're taking all these young boys, 16, 17 years old, turning them into these major rappers. And these guys can't handle this fame and fortune. And then they going out here back into the streets killing each other, bro.
Bruh.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not just something with them either. There's something societally, there's something structurally happening. Yeah. Because it's not just degenerate behaviors by these young men. Somebody's feeding that.
Yes, exactly.
And it ain't black folks.
No.
And it ain't black folks.
No, brother.
That's the problem, Frank. So we got to be careful. We have to control our. Nigga, I was right in the middle of the day.
police.
Hey,
I
listen,
had to bring that in there, bro. I'm sorry.
I got you, bro. I was in the middle of a thought, but that's cool. We have to control our own narrative, bro. We have to control our own narrative. We can't let them control the narrative. And we have white people that will help us do that, but you gotta vet that. You gotta pull out of that coonish ass buck dancing ass shit we do. And then maybe we can get some respect out there. It's crazy to me. I can post something so pro-black, so pro-us, and nobody will F with it, bro. But as soon as I put my face, anyway, as soon as I put a picture of my face or some food, click. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's funny to me.
Yep.
So the fix is control our narrative and don't let them tell us what we are. And honestly, anything that's popular with black folks, sometimes we don't need it. Some of the shit we don't need.
That's right.
We're complicit in our own fucking demise. Excuse my language, man. I'm trying to be better about that.
Yes, sir.
So you know what time it is, right? It's time for words of wisdom from Frank Nitty Lax.
Yo. My thing is always that health, man. You have to get out here and you have to work out a little bit. You have to walk. It's about to be summertime. It's about to be springtime. Excuse me. It's about to be springtime. So we need to get out here and start a little bit of walking, about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 push-ups. Do a couple sit-ups. Do anything, bro, to get that blood flowing. And go and get you a checkup. Go to the doctor, get you a checkup, monitor your blood pressure, monitor your sugar, monitor your cholesterol. Black man, if we need to go get a sleep study, go get a sleep study. There's a lot of things out here we need to go get, but you need to go get it. Okay? Go and get it. I love you, brothers. Your boy Frank Nitty out here with my boy D.GRAY. D.GRAY, it was good to talk to you today, my man.
I got you, man. I'm gonna get my final word and then we're gonna finish it up. You get the words of wisdom, I get the final word. You understand? That's how we got to get that down. So my final word is I want to first give a shout out to I'm just gonna call her Sarah for for podcast sake, video, whatever you want to call this. I believe in the Most High God, and sometimes He brings people to you when you're feeling a certain way. I want to give it. I really think we need to make sure that we value our friendships and take care of our friends, and that sometimes the Most High will bring people to you that you never thought would entertain you. Get out there and pray for people, man. Sarah came up on the net today when I asked her to, and I'm going to tell you God's honest truth, bro. It really did a lot for me. Try to maintain these good friendships, yo. Call somebody that you haven't talked to in a minute. Be good to the people that you know that you've lost contact with. It's a good thing for us as a community, man, to really maintain great relationships. I'm blessed to have been able to talk to her today, and my mother, Sandra Gray. I'm going to tell you right now, the best counselor in the world for me. She loves me no matter what, but she ain't going to let me just say and do anything I want. So maintain relationships with your family and your friends. So again, thank you, Sarah. And also thank you, Mama. I love you to death. And thank you too, Frank, for coming out here and being with me today again. I think we chopped it up. I think we did some good stuff.
It's funny you said that because I just talked to 4 of my friends that I was in the Army with in Graftonville, and one of them had COVID, and he didn't speak to the other guy in about 4 or 5 months. And I just told him on a text message this morning, bros, we got to do better. God put us back together for a reason.
That's right.
I have been stationed with a bunch of brothers, but I ain't never got back and hooked back up with 4 of the brothers I was with in 1987. Bruh, this is 2021.
Right.
God put us back together for a reason.
Right.
So I told him, bro, at least once a month, every 90 days, we need to call each other and just check up on one another. Like me and you, bro. Me and you been checking up on one another, bro, for years, bro.
Nigga, I talked to Derek last night.
Yeah, bro. That's one thing I love about our
shout out to Derek Wilson. Shout out Derek, you know.
D.GRAY.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Word. But that's what I love about our relationship, bro. We didn't go a month without talking to each other.
Nah, bro. I can't.
It sound a little mushy, but hey, man.
Whatever, man.
I know you there for me, brother.
Hey, Sarah, and you know what I'm talking about? They like this. They're like this, like me and you were like this.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Word.
So it was nice. It was nice to know some things and to understand kind of from an outside point of view where things need to go. And she did a lot for me today. She's just her and you know what I'm talking about are like this.
Okay.
Just like me and you. So
Word.
I appreciate that, bro. It's all good. So with that being said, it's been a fun. This is fun. We need to keep doing this. We should. If I was retired, shoot, we could do a news thing every day. Shoot,
well, for sure.
But I still have to work. I'm not as blessed as you are right now. But it's coming.
All right, brother.
It's coming. All right, man. We're gonna say peace out. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope that you guys will be back next week to chop it up with us again. All right.
No doubt.
And next week, what we're gonna do, Frank, we're gonna talk about this nigga playing this music. What he wants to play music. You know what? I ain't even gonna say what I was gonna say. Play your music. Play it. Hey, play us out, Frank.
Horizon, enticing. Who decided who living and dying? Ain't lived in alliance in the kingdom of the cage bird. Exchange words with the loud beat.
Can't give y'all too much of that. Peace,
Peace, my brother.